And then we're gonna end today with the myofascial balls. I've started to use these in my teachings quite a bit because myofascial point work is really beneficial and it feels really good. So this will end our practice and we'll do some shoulder work and some neck work using the myofascial balls. And then today's practice will mostly incorporate using the blocks and using the wall. I'm going to use post because I think it's easiest for y'all to be able to see me that way. All right, so let's come to a seated position. Just sit on your blanket just to get a little bit of a lift this morning and have a seat, hands to the thighs, and we'll just close our eyes. As we settle the eyes closed, I invite you to find the foundation of your sit bones. Within that space of the sit bones, feel the weight of the thighs releasing down. Feel even the weight of the sides of the feet as they settle into your mat. Just noticing the rhythm of breath after a busy day. Maybe even there's a sensation of buzzing in the body a little bit. So as we start to settle into our practice, we soften, we quiet, we settle. As the inhale and the exhale come in and out, that buzzing starts to fade. So as you root into your sit bones, grow tall through the spine. And as you move up the spine today, you're going to come up to your shoulders. And in this space, I would invite you to just draw the shoulders all the way up to your ears and sort of this shrugging. And then I want you to draw them down and really press them down towards the earth, drawing your elbows straight down towards your mat. And then draw them up towards your ears again. And press them down. And up. We'll do some shoulder circles here. So we're just going to draw the shoulders forward. Draw them up towards the ears, press them back behind you, and just create this really lovely circle. Feeling heat being created into this space. One more time in this direction. Good, and then scoop it forward. Take your shoulders the other way. Big circles here. Last one. Good. Just release the shoulders down the back body and envision the collarbones spreading wide. Good. One more breath here. Good, and then exhaling out. Open our eyes. So today's practice, what I'd like you to do is you're going to move your bolsters out of the way and you're going to take your blanket, just bring it to the wall, hold it one more time. And then have your blocks handy right next to you. And we're going to come to seated here. Your legs can be folded in front of you, or you can extend them out in front of you. Either way, we're going to create enough space that if you were to have a block, you could feel it settled behind you. We're just not there yet. Okay. So our bodies in today's world usually involve this motion forward, right? Computers, cars, phones. So what we end up doing is we end up lengthening this whole back body here, and we're shortening the front body. We're shortening the pectoral space, all of that space at the collarbones, and into this whole shoulder socket, shoulder blade. So the blade on the back body is sort of what we're kind of focusing on today, the rotation of the arms. So I invite you just to place your hands to your thighs this morning or this afternoon, and then just roll the shoulder blades and tuck them back and down. So this movement is drawing almost an external rotation to tuck them down. Okay. And we're just closing the eyes here and just settling into noticing how tight or constricted the space in the front body of your shoulders can feel right now. And as we work through our practice, we're going to be kind of recognizing this space, opening up this space, and then giving more mobility into the ball and socket of that shoulder. Okay. So now what I'd like you to do is you open your eyes, you're going to take your blocks, both blocks here. And it takes a little bit of finagling, but what I want you to do is place them behind you, right at the base of your shoulder blades. Okay, you guys can probably go a little higher than me. You might have to scoot your butt back just a little. And this takes effort to keep them there, okay? Okay. You should have those blocks at your shoulder blades. So they should, it's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna go right here. Now, the goal here is you are going to press your shoulder blades into those blocks. Okay, so keep the arms on the thighs, and I want you to press the arms back, and there's that bony point of your shoulder blades, press it into the wall. Okay. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is if you're really trying to use the whole body to do it, like our head, if we're trying to really jam it back, I want you to really initiate the rolling open of the arms, okay? So they're gonna roll open, you can even rotate your palms open, okay? And you're gonna press into that block, okay? And just finding your breath, you can even close your eyes here. Okay. And really sort of visualize this external rotation of the shoulders, opening up and pressing into the wall. Okay. It can be a very challenging thing to do. So this is where breath comes into play. There's an inhale and there's an exhale. Okay, so we're pushing those blocks towards the wall. And the spine of the shoulder, which is sort of where that little, right above that bony point, is pressing into that block. Get one more breath, take a deep inhale. Good, and then deep exhale. Good, and you're simply going to release. You can just kind of catch those blocks behind you, place them off to the side, and we're going to come up to standing. Okay. So as you come up to standing today, we're going to turn our bodies to face the wall. We're going to be about hip distance apart. What I want you to do is walk yourself forward so that your hands can touch the wall comfortably. And you're going to be about shoulder width apart. And then I want you to rotate open your hands about 45 degrees. Okay, so we're going like this. So the reason why we're making this rotation is it's the rotation of the hands. It's helping you rotate the whole entire shoulder open. Okay. Good. So they're at shoulder height. And what I want you to do here is step your feet back so that you're in a slight sort of angled position. Almost as if you were about to take a downward dog stance and your feet are about hip distance apart. Now, from here, what I want you to do is press into the wall, into your hands, as if you're trying to lengthen the arms and pull your shoulder blades apart. So big, long movement. You can drop your head if that feels easier, okay? Really lengthen. You can feel the space being created. Good. Now, You're going to draw the shoulder blades behind you, leading your heart forward. Keep pressing into the wall. Good, now press out, lengthen the arms, and you're gonna feel beautiful, that space being created. Good, now pull the shoulder blades back, keep pressing into the wall. It's a little bit of a challenge to get there, right? Open the heart, nice. Spreading the collarbones. Pull those shoulder blades back. Now press into the wall, curve, even jumping the head. Good. Pull forward, do this a few more times at your own pace. This very particular movement directly from the shoulders. So we're not using our stomach, we're not using our back. We're being very intentional here to press into the wall. Pull it back, press it forward. Pull it back, press it forward. 2 more. Good. Nice. And then softly just press yourself off the wall. Stand, arms open towards the wall. And shake out the arms a little bit. Okay. Now you may need to step back a little bit. We're going to come into what's called puppy pose. And puppy pose is we're coming into sort of a halfway forward fold, and our arms are going to be straight in front of us, hip distance apart. Same thing. I want you to rotate those hands open. Okay. 45-degree angle with those hands and press. Bend your knees. Look at your toes and spread the toes out. Really root down into the heels and press into the wall. Lengthen the arms again. Drop the head. And as you pull the shoulder blades back, take a gaze forward and drop the belly. You're in that cow position, right? So if we're doing cat-cow, you're in the cow position. Now, scoop the belly up and press into the wall. Drop the head, coming into the cat position. Good. Press into the wall, pull the shoulder blades back, drop the belly, gaze forward into the cow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Drop the head into the cat. So you're lengthening and rolling the spine. And as you press into the wall, pull the shoulder blades back, open the heart into that cat and cow position. Good. Few more at your own pace here. Scoop the belly into cat. Pull the shoulder blades back, drop the belly, gaze forward into cow. Good. Beautiful. And then from here, you can softly, slowly walk the feet slightly forward. Bring the hands away from the wall, bend the knees, and just come into a forward fold here for a second. Let the head release. Let the belly release to the thighs and kind of feel the whole shoulder blades kind of splay over top of you, right? So we're just releasing the head and neck, giving breath to the back body of the shoulders. Okay. Good. And then from here, inhale, draw yourself all the way up and come to the wall. You can move your blanket out of the way. And we're going to bring our heels to the wall. So as you do this, we're going to bring our arms up into goalpost pose. So what I want you to pay attention to is if we are super tight in our shoulders, everything's going to pop forward. So we're going to go slow. Come like out flat. Good. Tucking the tailbone. You should have a nice little mini arch here. Now, as you roll open, bring your head to the wall and start to bring your hands to the wall and notice what starts to happen. If it's really hard and we're really stiff, we're going to start to go like this. Okay. So I want to consciously press my forearms into the wall, back of my hands into the wall, tuck my lower ribs, and notice the burning sensation that might be taking place in my shoulders. Right? So it's like, now, keep that foundation and move the hands down. They will not fully go to the wall. They're gonna stop. Or you have superb mobility if you can get your hands. So if your hands go to the wall, that means your shoulder blades are popping off the wall. So the goal is that when you can feel the point of your shoulder blades at 90 degrees. You can feel them in the wall. Keep pressing them into the wall. Keep bringing the hands down. And the second you lose connection with the wall, with your shoulders, you have to stop. Yeah, and then bring it up. Yeah. Okay. Keep pressing. It's really hard to do. Okay, because we want to just stick our butt out, or we just want to stick our belly out and like try to get there. So tuck those ribs. Your butt cheeks should be against the wall, but not your back. Okay, there should be a little arch. Shoulder blades kissing the wall. All right, here we go. Soften those shoulders. Keep kissing the wall and then stop. Good, bring it up. There should be a slight burning sensation. These weirdly subtle movements bring some heat into the arms. Okay. Do a few more rotations on your own. This is really strengthening the rotator cuff. So if there's rotator cuff injuries here, this is a really good exercise.
That's why I can't go back up.
That's why I can't go back up, right? So only go as far as your body allows, right? So you can do this away from the wall as well. You're just working that rotation, that movement. Okay. So the next one, you're going to come to the wall and turn to the side. And you're going to take your right arm and you're going to bring it all the way up above your head. And I want you about, I don't know, 10 feet away, 10 inches away from the wall. Okay. And you press your hand into the wall. Okay. We're just going to do the arms first and then we'll bring some feet in involved. So now what I want you to do is literally, so you're at 12 o'clock here. Go to about 1 o'clock. Okay. So there's this rotation of the shoulder down the back body and press into the wall. Now I want you to go to about 2 o'clock and that's about as far as you can go because you'll start to feel the stretch. Now, as you press your hand into the wall, I want you to externally rotate that shoulder down the back body and press the hand. It's not a big movement, but you will feel the stretch all the way down into the underarm. Good. Okay. So I want you to slowly bring the hand back up to 12 o'clock. Take your left foot forward and your right foot back. Okay, so the left toes can be to the edge of the mat, back right heel can be to the, so you're kind of just wide as your mat. Okay, so now take your right hand back to 1 o'clock. You're going to externally rotate that shoulder, and as you press your hand into the wall, I want you to slightly lunge into that left knee and feel the pull all the way into that right arm. Okay, and then release. Maybe take the hand slightly more back, but I want you to pay attention. Don't lose the external rotation. Press the hand and draw forward into your left knee. Okay. And then release. One more time. Good. Press the hand, rotate the shoulder, and lunge into that left knee. Good, and then softly release, bring the hand back to 12 o'clock, and then release it down. Now your right arm's longer than your left, so we have to do the other side. Okay. All right. Keep your feet to the center of your mat to start with, and let's just do the arms first. So our left arm is at 12 o'clock and we're kind of walking the fingertips up the wall. We're getting some nice length into that arm. Press your hands into the wall and draw your shoulder blade down. Little micro action here. Good. Now take the hand to about 1 o'clock. And draw that shoulder blade down the back body. Okay. Press into the wall. Good. Now maybe slide the hand a little bit more back, maybe 2 o'clock. Externally rotate the shoulder and pull it down. Press into the wall. Notice the compensation happening in the other parts of your body. Like you're squeezing your right butt cheek or you're pressing really deeply into the right foot instead of the left. Okay, so this is all in the shoulder right now. Good. Okay, so let's bring the hands back up to that 12 o'clock spot. Right foot is forward and left foot goes back. Hip distance apart with your feet. Okay. Now slide your arm back to about that 2 o'clock. Rotate, external rotation of that shoulder, draw it down, and then lunge into that right knee. Come on out. Good. Switch your feet. Yep, you're good. Walk the hands a little bit further back if it's okay, as long as you can keep your rotation and then lunge into your right knee. Feel that pull, press the hand into the wall. Good, and then release it down. Bring your feet back to center, bring the arm up, and then drop it down. Good, shake it out. Good. Okay, so we did both sides, big arm swings. Okay, I want you to come out, rotate them around, front and back, okay? Back to the wall. So those hands are gonna go shoulder width apart again, and we're gonna open up our hands. Now, I want you to step back further here. And keep them shoulder width apart here. So you're in what we would refer to as plank pose, right? Against the wall. So activate the shoulder. You're gonna look at your hands and I want you to roll the inner elbows up towards the sky. Right, and then pull the shoulder blades back. Press into the wall. Okay, and walk your feet a little bit more. Okay. So inner arms are rotating. There's an external rotation. Press the shoulder blades down the back body. Now I want you to bend your elbows out towards the side. And then press away. External rotation. Good. Bend your elbows out to the side. Press into the palms of the hands. Good. And then as you press away, externally rotate, draw the shoulder blades down. Good. One more time. Bend your elbows. Good. And as you press away, external rotation, inner elbows pointing towards the ceiling, pull the shoulder blades back away from the ears, drop the head. Good. Now just step the feet forward. Release the arms, shake them up. Good. So that was considered like a plank pose at the wall. Now we'll do chaturanga at the wall. Okay, so our hands are gonna go elbows next to the ribs, wrists are level with our elbows, and we're gonna walk back. Okay, so we're hip distance apart. Feel it out for yourself today. You can slightly open up the hands, don't go as far. Now, coming down into your chaturanga, same thing. We're squeezing the shoulder blades down the back body, and we're gonna push. Okay, so roll those shoulder blades back, bend the elbows, come towards the wall. Press away. Good. Come forward. Press away. The more challenging it gets, you can step your feet further away from the wall. Bend and press. Okay, so it's like push-ups in a way against the wall. Okay. Okay. we're gonna add a little bit of a bounce. Okay, so we're gonna bend forward into that chaturanga. See if you can bounce away. Okay, and then come forward. It's kind of fun. Okay. Control with the shoulders. It's all coming from the shoulders, not your forearms, right? Slow and steady, rolling the shoulder blades back. Beautifully done. Nice work. Last one. Good. Come on down to seated. You're gonna take your 2 blocks. You can keep your blanket underneath you if you would like. And we're gonna come to the wall again, okay? And you're gonna place your blocks on either side of you, on whatever height works for you. So we're gonna start with sort of the fattest side down and our legs out in front of us, okay? I end up with all these blocks. Okay, sorry. All right, so get your booty so that it's almost all the way to the wall. Okay, feet are flexed out in front of us. And we're bringing our hands to the block so that our forearms are pressing into the wall. And just walk your butt about 5 inches away from you, okay? So the goal here, typically we're like this, right? So what we're doing is we're pressing our hands down and we're pressing our forearms into the wall. So the forearms press into the wall, we lift our hearts, we spread our collarbones, and I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another. Press your forearms into the wall. That's activating the shoulder space. Okay. And your shoulder blades are working down. Forearms are to the wall. Now, in this position, we're going to bend our knees and place our feet on the floor. As you press your forearms to the wall, press your hands down into the block and lift. Nice. Keep pressing into the wall and then come down. Good. Tuck the shoulders, squeeze them towards one another, press your forearms into the wall and lift. Down. One more time. Shoulder blades, press them down, press the forearms into the wall and lift. Good. Bring it down. Release the hands. Come forward. Come forward, fold here. Take a second. And inhale, come on up. So we're gonna come onto our bellies here, and you're gonna keep the blocks towards the wall on either side. We're gonna introduce them in just a second. For those online, I'm gonna show you in just a minute. Okay, so you have your forearms to the floor here. And your forehead comes down, so you're really close to the wall here. So this is Sphinx pose, right? Like we've been working on Sphinx pose and opening the shoulders. This time, what I want you to do is you're gonna take your forearms to the wall, which means your elbows go to the wall. Okay, so this is how we look. Y'all look great. And your forehead's gonna rest. Okay, press your elbows into the wall, press your palms into the wall, and pull your shoulder blades away from your ears. And release your forehead towards the floor. Okay, so we're really getting this tractioning down into the back body of our shoulders. Okay, so online, up against the wall. Okay, so from here, the forehead is to the floor, and we're going to incorporate sort of a cat-cow movement. Bring your elbows in just a smidge, so they're more like shoulder width apart. There you go. Bring your elbows in a little bit, ladies, so that you're more shoulder width apart. Good. Okay, so here we go. Now, you're going to lift your head and press up as if you're coming into that cat position we did earlier. And then as you drop your head, tuck your tailbone, lift your belly slightly up off of the mat into cat, and then cow to lift. Okay, press pubic bone down, gaze up. Release the head, scoop the belly. Okay, inhale up. There should be like a nice burning sensation into your shoulders right now. Good, okay. I'm glad you all have a sense of humor. Okay, so from here, I want you just to kind of roll yourself back into child's pose. And we're gonna do this again, but this time you're gonna use your blocks. Okay. So the blocks are gonna go against the wall. Elbows up. Okay. And your head is gonna sink. The more activation, make sure that you get close enough to the wall. Press your forearms into the wall, lift the heart. Okay, so we're coming into that cow position again. And then you're gonna release your head. As you release your head down, scoop the belly button up towards the sky, tuck the tailbone, come into that cat. It's not a big movement. Drop the belly, press the pubic bone down into the floor, pull the shoulder blades back, gaze up into cow. Okay, so we're really activating that shoulder blade down the back body. Couple times at your own pace. Okay. Okay, so the forearms press into the wall, head releases. Giving a nice spinal undulation here. Good, when you're ready, press yourself back and bring yourself into child's pose. Ooh, stretch the arms. Really walk those arms out in front of you. Okay, so you're gonna feel in that child's pose, really feel the stretch, the length through the side body. Tucking the tailbone, dropping the belly. And just find your breath here. So good. Okay, so from here, we're gonna turn ourselves around. We're not gonna use the wall, but we are gonna use our blocks. So we're gonna start out with a forearm dog, and then we're gonna move into full downward dog. And we're just gonna pay attention today to the difference of how they feel now that we've sort of activated our shoulders in a more appropriate way. So your arms, your forearms are gonna go on the block, and your hands are gonna kind of just hover. And you're gonna press yourself into forearm dog. You can interlace your hands if you would like. And you're just gonna let your head hang. Now, I'm gonna show you what can happen here in our shoulders. We dump. Okay, so you'll notice here, my head dumps, my shoulders are not activated. If I press into my forearms and I retract my shoulder blades back, I've activated the shoulders to be able to do the pose. Okay, not activated, activated. Okay, press them down the back body. It's a fatiguing thing to do. It is not easy. Okay. Good. Bring your knees down to the floor. Take a break. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time, and then we're gonna do full downward dog. Okay. And if you need to bring the blocks closer together, that's okay too. The most important thing when we're in this forearm dog, your elbows need to be underneath your shoulders. So if you're like this, it's too wide, your chest dumps and your shoulders can't find their positioning. So you want to make sure that your blocks are appropriately lined up so the elbows are underneath the shoulders. You can interlace your hands, curl the toes, and you're going to launch. Okay. Pull the shoulder blades down the back body. Imagine this external rotation. Press the forearms down and find that downward dog. Good. The more we find the strength in the shoulders, the more downward dog becomes easier. And then when you someday find the desire to do a headstand, you're doing a headstand with your forearms and not your head. Okay, so this strength, this opening of settling into the girdle of your shoulder gives you the strength to do these poses. All right, so full downward dog. Here we go. Get your blocks out of the way. Hands are in front of you, and I want you to slightly rotate them open just like you did at the wall. Okay, so we're going to press the palms of our thumbs down and then spread all our fingers. Now open up inner wrists, pointing up or towards one another. So we're getting that external rotation. Okay, so see how my shoulders they open and go back. So everything's locked and loaded. We're going to curl the toes and we're going to press back into our downward dog with our shoulder blades fully engaged. Okay, so we're really pressing them down the back body. Belly button scoops back, sit bones are high, thigh bones back towards the back of the room. Beautiful, bring your knees down. Come into child's pose, take a few breaths, and we're gonna do it one more time. Big inhale, big exhale. Okay, so finding that breath. Last one. We're gonna make it really good. Really good downward dog. You ready? Okay, here we go. Hands and knees. Okay, rotate open with the hands. It's easier on your wrists if you rotate open. Find the ball mound of the thumb and then each finger. So now you have this good foundation in the hands, external rotation of the arms, shoulder blades back, tuck the toes, launch, press back. Strong downward dog here. Bend the knees, lift the heels. Reach, lengthen that arm. Drop your heels, full downward dog. Keep pulling those shoulder blades down the back body. 2 more breaths. Good. Beautiful, bring your knees down. Knees wide, toes together. Pull back into child's pose. Walk those hands as far forward as you can. Kind of spider those fingers forward. And I want you to lift your head and just take your gaze towards the front of your mat for a second. Drop your chest through your leg, like really drop it so your heart hits the floor, and pull your shoulder blades away from your ears. And then rest the forehead down. So this is a pretty fully activated child's pose here. There's this really lovely action of the shoulder blades actively working down the back body. This nice pull away from your ears. Okay. Couple more breaths. All right, so we're gonna roll ourselves up to seated. We're gonna end our practice today with the myofascial release, okay? So As we chill out in our Savasana today, we're gonna take these two myofascial balls. And we're gonna start by placing them just to the insides of our shoulder. So if you lift your arm up, you feel this little pocket, your shoulder blades right here. We're gonna place the myofascial balls like right above those points. Okay. So as you lie back on the mat, you're gonna release your head down to the floor. And you're gonna tuck these myofascial balls right into these little sweet spots. And you're gonna start with your arms wide above you. So we're not in goalposts, we're just extending them behind us. Knees can be bent, or you can lie fully flat in your Savasana, it's up to you. Close your eyes. Just find the inhale, find the exhale. And what I want you to do is just really softly and slowly kind of rock your body forward and backward. And you're just activating that ball just a little tiny bit into that space. Little massage almost. And the arms can release even more. You can bend the elbows, just allow the hands to sort of flop above the head. And you can softly rock, maybe do some little circles, counterclockwise and clockwise, allowing the myofascial balls to just hit into this space in the shoulders. Okay. And if at any point here you feel like you need to remove them, that's okay too. I invite you to lift up slightly. Okay. You can release them out. And you'll fully release yourself down into your Savasana without any pressure into those points. So fully allow the body to rest. So roll the shoulders up towards those ears and then draw them down, tuck them down underneath you. Allow the hands to roll open. Okay, so palms are open towards the sky, shoulder blades tuck down, and the collarbones spread wide. Just finding the breath. Noticing the heat, maybe the blood flow that's been created into the space of the body today. Maybe even momentarily giving gratitude for the strength of the shoulders, all the work that they do for us every single day. Maybe even noticing the space in the collarbones. Be a little bit more of a lift at the heart. When you're ready, place one hand on top of the other at heart center. And giving yourself honor and grace and gratitude for this space, this time on your mat. Take one deep inhale through the nose, all the way down, low into your belly. And exhaling out through the mouth. One more time, inhale. Beautiful, and then exhale. So good. And then when you're ready, I invite you to bring your knees to your chest. Give a little self-hug here, roll the spine out, left and right, up and down. And roll to your right side. And as you rest for a moment on your right side. Slowly starting to wake the body up. You're ready, softly, slowly bring yourself all the way up to seated. Bring your hands to heart